Tonight on CTV News, a community is left in shock after another fatality at Littleton Port. Environment Canterbury isn't worried about 100 farms not meeting consent compliance, and volunteers are bunching together for Daffodil Day. This is CTV News. I'm Grant Mangan. A third person has been killed while working at Littleton Port. Emma Cropper has more.
Another blow for the Littleton community. For the third time this year, one of the workers at the Littleton Port Company was killed on the job. Station officer Brad Fletcher fell to his death after the scissor lift he was in toppled over and came to rest on top of a truck carrying a container. Mr Fletcher was the president of the Littleton branch's Maritime Union of New Zealand. Littleton Port of Christchurch released a statement yesterday saying all staff at LPC are deeply distressed by what has occurred. This tragic accident affects everyone in our port community. An investigation by the press in June revealed recent deaths and injuries at Littleton Port pointed to a lack of training and safety policies. In November, one worker was killed after being pinned between a logging truck trailer and forklift. The following month, a worker was struck by a crane in the unloading area. Operations were suspended at the port until 7 a.m. this morning. Emma Cropper, CTV News.
Environment Canterbury isn't concerned about an increase in production on farms, despite more than 100 farms not meeting full consent compliance.
Moving more milk from the farm and into China. Fonterra is hoping to increase production on dairy farms after signing a $555 million deal with a Chinese infant formula company. With more demand on local dairy farms, ECAN has no concerns about the effect an increase in production will have on the environment.
We can manage it. There's now limits being set through this framework, so ultimately the whole sector is working to limits, and if we stay within those limits, then those are sustainable limits. So there are improvements in farm practice required to do that, but the industry is certainly aware of that, and it's part of this whole process now that what we're seeing, a modern day dairy farm is quite different than a dairy farm of a decade or so ago.
Latest consent compliance figures from ECAN show 96 farms still need to clean up their act when it comes to environmental practices on the farm.
But where we are having problems was in ponding typically. So effluent is being discharged across properties, it's ponding, which suggests that the groundwater is saturated, and that's not a good thing.
But not all farms are ignoring the rules. 72% of dairy farms have reached full compliance.
So I think they get the sense that the community really expects that, and there is a lot of efforts being done right across the sector as well as within Environment Canterbury for that to happen. But it's still a very challenging environment to operate in at times, and things do go wrong.
Farms are now working within regional frameworks to keep the impact on the environment down.
And each farmer or each farm operation will ultimately need to have a farm environment plan if they're running a dairy farm, and that allows the farmer to look at all aspects of their farming operation and go through a process of continuous improvement, and we think that that's really the way of the future.
Measures are being made to have better environmental practices.
Effluent systems, greater storage, precision irrigation, so only the amount of water is going on to the property that is actually needed, and these things are controlled through telemetry systems now, so there's far greater level of precision coming into our whole farming sector, and the dairy sector is no exception to that.
A full report of consent compliance will be made before the end of the year. Emma Cropper, CTV News.
Littleton's Albion Square is on track to open to the public.
All hands are on deck ahead of this weekend's open day. This multi-use community square is nearing completion in the heart of Littleton.
And the team tell me that there's enough reinforcing steel in that foundation to be the equivalent of 3 baby elephants.
The design includes a stage, terraces, playground and war memorial, avoiding damage to the 1885 Victorian brick barrel drain running underneath the site.
Well, with the stage and the terraces, there's really opportunity for performances and community events. The cenotaph will enable it to be used for those important kind of civic occasions around the war remembrance. And it's really just a great space for the community to kind of capture own and make it their own place.
It's being built using materials sourced from within the local community, including timber beams from the wharf, seats and planters made from reclaimed timber, and this tower, which will hold a 160-year-old bell from the old St Joseph's Catholic Church.
They haven't really had an important public and civic place like this that they can really use and help to kind of catalyse and develop as part of the rebuild and recovery of the town.
The Christchurch City Council are opening the square for 3 hours this weekend, giving locals a chance to check out the site's progress, along with some of the intricate designs which reflect the community.
Some of the design features are reflective of the local area. So, for example, there's flounder pattern in some of the paving, which is reflective of Rapaki and Littleton Whakaraupo Harbour.
The square is set to be finished and open to the public by late October. Emma Cropper, CTV News.
Dozens of volunteers are handing out daffodils across Canterbury today as the Cancer Society aims to raise thousands of dollars for cancer research.
You would be forgiven for thinking spring was here already. What with all the yellow that's been sprouting up all over the city this Daffodil Day. And at Northlands Mall, this symbol of hope was being worn with pride.
It represents hope, future, going forward, happier times and yeah.
The daffodil is one of the first flowers of spring, and it represents hope for the 1 in 3 people who have been affected by cancer. The nationwide Daffodil Day campaign raises money to support families and patients dealing with cancer. It also goes towards services, including cancer research, health promotion programs, education, SunSmart campaigns, and the Cancer Information Helpline. Today I struggled to find anyone who hasn't been affected by cancer in some way.
Why did you want to support Daffodil Day today?
Because it's for cancer, if I can. They have been good to me when I had cancer, and it's just tradition.
It's a very good cause indeed. A lot of people are suffering with cancer and money's not available.
I lost a friend to cancer and I've had a scare myself and I want to support them.
Too many people, friends are dying with it, all ages, and there isn't the money around. Not everyone's got a health insurance to cover it, and it's a worry to some families.
I don't think there's anybody that you could walk up to and ask, do they know someone who's had cancer? I mean, it's involved, family, friends, neighbours, relatives. It's just, it seems to be everywhere, unfortunately.
Elaine Jensen has been volunteering for the Cancer Society over the last decade. A cancer survivor herself, Elaine has fought the disease many times.
It's been a journey for the last 9 years. It sort of comes and goes, and a bit more treatment, and away we go again.
Elaine finished her last round of chemotherapy in May.
You're always juggling, you're juggling your family, your friends, your work, everything, you're just chucking these balls up. You throw up the cancer one when you've had your treatment and you think, okay, is it coming back? When's it coming back,
Volunteering is her way of giving back for all the help she's received.
They're fantastic, the Cancer Society, and do wonderful things for everyone, and it's just some way of giving back some small thing.
Cantabrians are a generous bunch, and thousands of dollars is donated every year in what is the Cancer Society's largest fundraiser.
The buckets are filling up.
Around 9,000 volunteers from every town and city in the country help with the day. Almost $5 million is raised every year. Marcus Gibbs, CTV News.
Coming up, earthquake stress is taking its toll on Cantabrians.
Missed a show or want to watch it again? CTV is fitting in with your lifestyle. Be in control with CTV On Demand. Check out our website and follow the links. ctv.co.nz.
The Bog is the home of authentic Irish dining in Christchurch. We serve traditional Irish recipes and provide a unique dining experience at a reasonable price. We're open for breakfast, lunch and dinner every day and offer a fun, family-friendly environment. Our entertainment and music brings the spirit of the Irish culture to the heart of the city, making your experience one to remember. The Bog is a perfect blend of traditional Irish food, drink and atmosphere in Christchurch. Visit The Bog today, 50 Victoria Street, Christchurch.
Warm yourself up with a delicious wintry meal at Hinton's Restaurant and Vineyard. Let the flavours of the country linger in your mouth long after your plates and glasses have been cleared. Enjoy an afternoon of comfort and class with great people. Hinton's Restaurant and Vineyard.
Hi, I'm Steve and welcome to Carpet Kingdom. At Carpet Kingdom we stock a massive range of carpets and we're also the largest vinyl stockist in the South Island. And not only do we have an excellent range in store, but you can purchase our stock online. We offer free measuring quotes, we have our own installation team, we ship nationwide, so come on down and see us at Carpet Kingdom, 312 Wilsons Road in Waltham, just off Brougham Street, or visit us online at carpetkingdom.co.nz.
After several years of discussion, the future of the Christchurch Town Hall is still up in the air.
The Christchurch City Council will soon be seeking expressions of interest from companies wanting to help with the rebuild of the Town Hall. City councillors heard from staff yesterday on the issue. However, the project may not even go ahead. The Town Hall was insured for $69 million, but the cash-strapped City Council would need to fork out more than $127 million if it wanted to repair the building. The Town Hall is looking like one project that the City Council just can't afford. Instead, a $900 million financial black hole may suck up the dreams for the Town Hall repair. The City Council is hoping to receive $1 billion from insurance, but if it doesn't receive enough, the Town Hall may be off the cards.
Last year's temporary alcohol ban during the Cup Day celebrations was so successful that it has been adopted permanently.
The Christchurch City Council, fed up with out-of-control revellers during Cup and Show Week, cracked down on the public last year, imposing a temporary liquor ban. It was a huge success, and only one person was arrested for breaching the ban. Now Christchurch Police and the City Councillors want to make the restrictions permanent. A new bylaw restricting alcohol being consumed in public places will come into force early next month. It makes permanent alcohol bans in Sumner on New Year's Eve each year and in Addington on New Zealand Trotting Cup Day each year. A permanent alcohol ban will apply in an area of Riccarton and Island where a temporary ban has been in place this year. The University of Canterbury campus is excluded from the alcohol ban area. This avoids issues arising from a central government change in the definition of a public place.
The University of Canterbury is still waiting to receive a full payout from the government.
They're still waiting for their cheque in the mail. The University of Canterbury was promised a large payout from the government to help the quake-damaged institution recover. The university's buildings and student numbers were hit hard following February 22nd. Almost 19,000 students were enrolled before the quake. At the last count, the university was climbing, but remained under the 1,500 mark. Last October, Vice-Chancellor Rod Carr said the university needed outside help to recover from the earthquake.
About half of that $1.1 billion over the next 10 years can be funded by the university from its own internal resources. But half is not enough.
Those pleas for help were met by the government in the form of $260 million.
The government is absolutely determined to ensure that Canterbury University has its place as one of the top academic institutions, not only in New Zealand but around the world.
So far, the university has only seen $10 million of that money. Dr. Carr says the government wants the university's rebuild business cases, along with further details to relocate staff from the College of Education campus to the main island campus. Dr. Carr told the press they're waiting for the government to formally endorse that business case.
Earthquake stress is taking its toll on Cantabrians nearly 4 years on from the September 2010 earthquake.
Christchurch mental health advocates have told the press that the demand has increased to the point where mental health providers are struggling to find extra staff to cope with the influx of clients. As reported in the press, mortgage increases, petrol prices and rate increases are making it harder for employees. Accommodation costs are putting people off from moving to Christchurch. One mental health organisation has told the press that at any given time 10 to 20% of staff are experiencing accommodation issues. Although clients' housing woes get media coverage, the same can't be said for the people helping them. Staff are now being housed in homes meant for clients as a starting point, with the hope that they'll be able to get back on their own 2 feet.
4 years on, how far do Cantabrians think the city has come? We found out.
How far do I think the city's come? The city itself, the downtown city, hasn't come very far at all because we're still pulling it down.
I live north of in Rangiora.
Yep.
It's got a long way to come yet, but it's positive, it's moving.
Well, living in Avonhead, we haven't had to come a long way, but I think there's still very much a long way to come for everybody else.
I don't go into town all that often either to have a good look around.
Is that because you've been put off since the earthquakes ago?
No, it's not. It's just busy, with other things and don't go in very often. But every time I go, I can see progress. So, I think it's good.
I think it's still got a long way to go. I think the other side of the city, the east, is incredibly damaged still.
Not very far at all, really.
What do you think needs to be improved or worked on?
I think they all need a bit of a rev up, the insurance companies and all that.
A long way, really. I mean, there was no blueprint for that sort of the enormity of that. So I think they're doing all right. It's sort of one step forward and half a step back sometimes, but I think that generally they're doing pretty well.
Well, it's hard to say, isn't it? I mean, it was such a big disaster. I mean, it's not going to be fixed overnight, is it?
Oh, I think a tremendous improvement, incredible advancement, I think. I think especially Christchurch is going to be a beautiful city, just given a couple of years.
Higher rent prices have left one local business owner with no option other than to shut up shop and leave town. Emma Cropper has the story.
Pushed out by high rents, Glenn Page, the Wairaki cobbler, is packing up the last of his shop.
I realise that rents go up every couple of years, but the last one was somewhere up to around 30%. I won't be far off with that figure, and I just can't wear that.
Glenn believes it's not only homeowners who are struggling with high rents. Small businesses in the city are being hit by the hike in rental prices as well, with the landlords pocketing the profit.
It's a vicious circle, and the people at the top, the people who have got the rentals and are earning the money, are the ones who are creaming off the top again, and the rest of us are suffering.
The village cobbler has been operating out of these Wairaki shops for the past 5 years. He's been carrying on a trade that's been in the area for the past 40.
It's been fine and I was quite happy here.
Glenn is hoping the legislation will stop this situation from happening to others. He believes the government should have stepped in after the earthquake.
They could say, you can't put rents up again for another couple of years at these percentages.
But Glenn's not shutting up shop for good. He's relocating the shoe repair business to North Canterbury. Tomorrow will be his last day in the shop before a beauty business takes its place. Emma Cropper, CTV News.
Still to come, sport and weather updates.
It's Blackwell's Mazda Demolition Sale, with prices on selected demonstrators that'll blow you away. BT50 4x4 from $39,995, CX5 from $35,595, Mazda 6 LTD from $49,995, CX9 from $55,495, and Mazda 3 from $30,800. The clock's ticking. These prices could blow any second. Call Blackwell's Mazda Stockburn today.
Have you seen something you like? You can purchase a copy of CTV's own shows so you can watch them again and again. So give us a call on 3777 033 and order a copy today.
Looking for that perfect gift for a loved one? Wanting to add some vibrance to your home, or just looking to brighten up your workplace? No matter the occasion, the Hitching Post has something for everyone. Lose yourself in their extensive range of homeware, art, glass and plasma cut metalwork. The Hitching Post is your one-stop shop for great style and quality. So come on down to the Hitching Post, 722 Marshland Road.
Come in and meet the locals at the Bush Inn Centre. Whether it's to grab a coffee on the go or to catch up with a friend over lunch or dinner, the Bush Inn Centre is the perfect place. With our unique range of shops, you'll find everything you're looking for and more. Our friendly locals are always happy to help. We have plenty of parking at the Bush and Centre, making your shopping experience just a little bit easier. So come in, meet the locals and shop Bush Inn. You'll find us on the corner of Riccarton and Waimari Roads.
Warm yourself up with a delicious wintry meal at Hinton's Restaurant and Vineyard. Let the flavours of the country linger in your mouth long after your plates and glasses have been cleared. Enjoy an afternoon of comfort and class with great people. Hinton's Restaurant and Vineyard.
Here's Gordon Findlater with a preview of the weekend sporting activities.
Canterbury have made it 3 from 3 in this year's ITM Cup after crushing Northland 48-3 at AMI Stadium last night. It may have taken the Cantabs over 20 minutes to get on the board last night, but it was one-way traffic from that point on. Canterbury's first try came after a beautiful cutout pass from Colin Slade sent Milford Kirasoma on his way down the wing before the speedster found Mitchell Drummond, who scored in his first start at halfback. Canterbury were in again before half-time as the dominant red and black scrum drove over to put captain on the night Nasi Manu in under the sticks. With the score at 20 points to 3, the second half was all Canterbury, with 4 further tries coming through Tom Sanders, Jack Goodhue and Patrick Osborne, with Nasi Manu getting over for his second on the night. The win puts Canterbury at the top of the ITM Cup standings, with neighbours Tasman in second. Canterbury's next match is against Otago in Dunedin next Thursday. The South Island Secondary Schools Rugby Final will take place tomorrow, with recent Press Cup winners Christchurch Boys High School taking on the Highlanders First 11 competition winners Otago Boys High School. The match takes place tomorrow at Christchurch Boys High School with kick-off at 1 p.m. The reward for tomorrow's winner will be a trip up north with a spot in the top 4 National Championship finals. CTV will be bringing you full coverage of the match screening on Sunday at 12 p.m, with a replay the same day at 5:30. A new look National Hockey League gets underway this weekend, with both Canterbury's men's and women's teams taking on Capital tomorrow. The New Zealand National League will introduce 2 new rule changes coming into the game, with matches now consisting of 4 15-minute quarters rather than 35-minute halves, while there will now also be 40-second timeouts for penalty corners and goals scored. The Canterbury Cats get things underway at 12:30 tomorrow, with the Cavaliers game following it at 2:30. Both of those games take place at Marist Park in St Bede's. And finally tonight, the Canterbury Red Devils will go for the three-peat tomorrow when they meet the Dunedin Thunder in their second match of the best-of-3 final series in this year's National Ice Hockey League. The Red Devils lead the 3-game series 1-0 after their 4-3 win last weekend in Dunedin and have the chance to wrap things up should they win tomorrow. Should the game go Dunedin's way, the series will go to a Game 3 to be played on Sunday. Tomorrow's game at Alpine Ice gets underway at 4:35. You're up to date with the latest in local sport. I'm Gordon Findlater for CTV Sport.
Locals were treated to the Aurora Australis over Canterbury last night. Auroras are caused when solar flares send charged particles towards Earth which collide with the upper atmosphere. This stunning picture, captured by Kaituna Valley resident Matt Searles, shows the Aurora Australis and the Milky Way over Lake Ellesmere. Well, time now to check out your regional weather.
Kia ora Canterbury, here's your region's weather. Timaru hit 12 today with Geraldine and Temuka on 13. Methven, Ashburton and also Rakaia had a mild day on 12 degrees. Darfield, Leeston and Ralston had one of the lows of the region on 11. Lincoln and Christchurch also hit a mild 11 today. Heading east to take a look at Akaroa, they hit a high of 12. In the Waimakariri district, Rangiora, Kaipoi and Amberley hit a high of 12 degrees. Culverden, Hanmer Springs and Cheviot were on 13 today, and up the top in Kaikoura, slightly cooler on 12 degrees. But what's in store for tomorrow? In Timaru, sunny periods and scattered cloud, with light northeasterly winds, hitting an overnight low of 3 and a high of 13 degrees. In Ashburton, mostly cloudy for your Saturday with a cool northeasterly breeze. 6 degrees overnight with a high of 12 during the day. Christchurch, areas of low cloud for most parts of the day. Expect northeasterly winds as well though, hitting 6 degrees overnight and a high of 12 degrees. And up the top in Kaikoura, mostly cloudy for your Saturday with a cool northeasterly breeze, 6 degrees overnight, 12 throughout the day. And in other areas around the region, Temuka and Geraldine have a high of 13. Methven and Rakaia cloudy for most parts of the day with a high of 12. Darfield, Leaston, Ralston and Lincoln, cloudy all day, a low of 6 and a high of 12. Over in Akaroa, cloudy with a high of 12 degrees. Rangiora, Kaipoi and Amberley expect cloudy patches with a high of 12. Culverden, Hanmer Springs and Cheviot. Some cloud is expected, hitting just 4 overnight with a high of 13 degrees. Looking ahead for Canterbury, low cloud breaking on Sunday but high cloud increasing. Expect moderate cool northeasterly winds. Mostly fine on Monday and Tuesday, with sunny periods and high cloud and light northeasterly winds. Temperatures about average for this time of the year, some areas of fog possible at night. Fine with high cloud increasing on Wednesday and moderate to fresh northeasterlies. Mild on Thursday with light to moderate north to northwesterly winds. Sunny periods and high clouds should be expected. And that is all for your region's weather. Enjoy your evening and have a great weekend.
And that's CTV News for Friday and the week. I'm Grant Mangan. Good night.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.